Well, hey, welcome to the Daily Devo. My name is Alex, and today we're talking about how Jesus is the light of the world. We all have a perspective about God, an image that we have that comes to mind whenever we think about God. For some of you, God is like a cop hiding behind a billboard waiting for you to speed by. For some of us, God is like an angry parent sitting at home waiting for you to get home after you broke your curfew while they sit in their rocking chair. For some of you, God is like Gandalf, long white beard, riding on a horse to save the day. Whatever it is, we don't often look at how Jesus described himself. Theologically speaking, if you want to know more about God, we're to look at Jesus. The more we know about Jesus, the more we learn about God, because Jesus is God incarnate, which means in human form with skin and bones on. So what does Jesus say about himself? Check out John 8:12. It says, Jesus spoke to the people and said, I am the light of the world. If you follow me, you won't have to walk in darkness, because you will have the light that leads to life. Jesus talks about himself as the light. He says, I am the light, not a light, but the light of the world. Was Jesus actually saying that he's a light? Not exactly. He isn't a light bulb or the sun. But Jesus was saying that he has the same qualities that a light has. Lights are bright. They reveal things we can't really see without them. They bring comfort. They wake us up in the morning, guide us when we're lost. Some lights keep us warm like fires. They help us see when we drive. There's so many qualities of lights that Jesus is talking about here. Jesus is trying to say that he has all of these things. The first part proceeds to tell us a little bit more. It says, whoever follows me will not walk in darkness, because they have light that leads to life. Jesus makes a spiritual twist on the things of lightness, in contrasting it with darkness. And he says he isn't just the light, but he is the light of life. Now, this is interesting because he contrasts the light of life in living with darkness. We all know what darkness feels like. As a child, the darkness is pretty scary at first. I have 2 kids, and both of them need their own personal night lights to sleep. Some kids need the door cracked or whatever, but as we get older, we start to get a little more comfortable with darkness. After all, the more we're living in the dark, the more comfortable it gets. This is what Jesus is getting at when he says we live in the darkness. Darkness for many of us is a place of comfort. Not physical darkness, but spiritual darkness. A place where we are hidden, not fully seen or fully known. In this hiddenness, over time, it can get pretty normal, comfortable, easy. Life can just happen and go by, and I can stay hidden in my darkness. Then enters Jesus, a light so bright it's unavoidable, a light that as he walked and lived and breathed, he went into towns and changed people's lives forever. He didn't force himself on people. He didn't force his agenda. He didn't force people to come into the light. The thing about living in the dark so long that when light comes in, it's attractive. The Bible says that Jesus was kind and compassionate, that he cared for children and he healed people and spoke to people and gave them dignity. He was light, the light. Oftentimes when we're living in darkness and light enters into a room, it takes some time for our eyes to adjust. As the adjustment happens, you will slowly realize that Jesus is the light we've always needed. A comfort in the darkness, that even though darkness surrounds me, I may be guided by the steps of the light who is Jesus. Friends, take heart. King Jesus, the light, has given you a new life by overcoming the world.